The subject of the Lucchese Brooklyn faction can be a little confusing, and this is because there was more than one Brooklyn crew. Initially, one crew was operating out of Canarsie, Brooklyn, and headed by Paulie Vario. That crew was commonly called the Vario crew or the Canarsie crew, a crew that was depicted in the movie Goodfellas. Vario was convicted in 1984 and sentenced to 4 years. The following year, he was indicted again and received an additional 10 years. Over time, Al Diaco was placed in a captain position and would replace Vario as the crew's captain. When Diaco fell from grace with the Lucchese bosses, Louis Dedone was made the acting captain of the crew, but then became the official captain. The crew was then passed down to Danny Katea. The second Brooklyn crew operated out of the 19th hole and was commonly called the Bensonhurst crew, due to the club being located in Bensonhurst, Brooklyn. The 19th hole crew was headed by Christy Ticfaneri. Up until the time he was placed in the consigliere position in and around 1980, and then Vic Amuso was made the captain of that crew, followed by Gaspipe until he was put in the underboss position, at which time Pete Chiodo became the captain of the crew. So the Lucchese's had two Brooklyn crews operating at the same time. Sometime during the early 2000s, those two crews were merged into one crew, the Brooklyn faction. And at some point, Danny Katea's son-in-law, Johnny Bodanza, was the acting captain of the Brooklyn faction, but he was taken down by then acting boss Louis Dedone and replaced with Johnny Sideburns, who became the crew's acting captain. In addition, the following members were past acting or official captains of that Brooklyn faction: Vic's brother Bobby Amuso, Frankie Lastarino, Frankie Bones Papani, Richie Pagliarulo, Georgie Nexapola, Georgie Conti, Joey Flowers Tangora, and Carlo Profeta, and I believe there were a few more. During my time, the Brooklyn faction operated out of Staten Island and was headed by Big John Castellucci. Following the transition, the plan was to take a page out of history and create a second Brooklyn crew, but I don't know if that ever came to fruition. I hope you all enjoyed this brief history of the Brooklyn faction and enjoy the rest of your day.